Ain't this the beauty of virtual reality? To be able to freely move around, to be able to move around the AH-64D Apache and to check out the loadout that you have placed on this monster and to check it out in detail. I think it's absolutely magnificent. And this is just the start of the immersion. We are getting in the cockpit itself, there in the back seat, and we are going to try to get the Apache up in the air. In the front we have the gunner, and just look at the detail. But you know what? Let's get in, let's get up. And if the outside wasn't immersive enough, just look at this. Let's close the canopy first, and I am sorry for the screen tearing. There is something wrong with my capture card, but I think the image is still okay. Now, let's start the Apache over here, and first things first, we start the battery over here. There we go, and if we look in front of us, we can see some systems starting to boot up. And this seems to be all operating perfectly. Now we go to the left panel over here and we do some lighting, or we turn on the lighting. The brightness to bright, white, and we set this one all the way to the right side. And over here we can start the APU. So let me take off this safety cover first and start the APU, and then over here we can see APU power on. It makes a noise. The APU is about to start, and the MFDs in front of us over here on the left side and on the right side will soon start to turn on. And just with the light coming in, the sunlight coming in into the cockpit, I mean, fantastic. It's so immersive to look at that. The MFDs just turn on, but it's, yeah, I mean, the detail, it can't be more immersive. I can't do this without virtual reality anymore. Now the MFDs are turned on. It seems to be working all very nicely. What we can also do is a quick fire test.
Engine 1 fire. Engine 2 fire. APU fire.
And that seems to be working.
Aft deck fire. Engine 1 fire.
And that seems to be working all perfectly. Now let's just start the engines. We can see here both engines at 0%. Over here we first start the engine number 1. And what we will see then is that it will spool up to 24% over there, and once it reaches 24% we will put this power lever, the left power lever, into the idle position, and then we just wait until it gets into the stable numbers, which is I think 69%, and you can see the rotor blades now turning, and I think this is just lovely. And because we are now getting the engines on and it will be quite noisy, let me turn on the radio. So I hope you can still hear me loud and clear, and we can see the numbers now going up and being stable at 67.4, which is fine. So let's start engine number 2 over there. Let me reach it, there we go. And we wait until the engine spools up to 24%. There we go. 24%, and then we put the right power lever into the idle position. And we wait again until it stabilizes. Alright, we got stable numbers here. What we do now is we put both power levers into the fly position over here. We can see here on the engine page that the torque will start to move up. Everything seems to be going perfectly. We just wait a little bit, and while we wait for that we can turn on the countermeasure systems over here. Let's turn this thing on. There we go. And let me uncage this one over here. Okay, and I have to change this a little bit over here. There we go. And yeah, I mean, here we are now, of course, in the pilot seat with all its detail and glory and super immersive, especially with the Pimax Crystal, super sharp. Let me change to the gunner seat over here. This is also playable, and you can play this in co-op with someone that is in VR as well. And just look at the detail over here as well. yeah, it has a steep learning curve, but once you get the hang of this thing, once you take out enemies on the battlefield, especially in multiplayer, oh, it is so satisfying. Alright, this is the collective lever. We can push up, and that is what we will be doing right now. And I need to concentrate here a little bit, because... Oh.
2. To taxi. Clear to taxi to runway 25.
We are not taxiing, we are just taking off. I see a message that the APU is on. I forgot to turn it off. Let's just fly with it on. Let's see what will happen. And yeah, this never gets old in VR. Taking off, whether it's a plane, a helicopter in this case, absolutely fantastic. Here on the Caucasus map, not the most detailed map and most beautiful map, but hey, it's still absolutely amazing. We got some traffic down here. Let's just fly a little bit around the airport and see if we can land this thing back in one piece. We are fully equipped with armaments, a full loadout. I can feel it. It's a heavy monster. There we go. Now, I just recently got and obtained this module, so I don't know what the beeping is about. I don't even know how to launch rockets. I just want to show you here how immersive this experience can be. It's one of the better modules, I think, one of the more detailed modules you can get for DCS. And again, to experience this in VR is on a whole another level than experiencing this on flat screen. Got a train over there. Beeping, beeping. And what I do like are these things here, for example, that wiggle around in the cockpit. And these are small things, but especially in VR, it makes the experience so much more immersive. Especially as well, if you fly on the F4, you see the whole cockpit shaking. It's... man, I don't have any words for it. Let's try to land this thing over there. In one piece. I think it feels quite stable. Nothing feels as stable as the Chinook, but I think I can put this thing down on the ground in one piece. Just slowly though. And for the ones that are curious, I am playing with the Pimax Crystal light. I am playing on the 120 Hz setting. High render resolution, so everything I see is extremely sharp. There we go. And I need to focus here just a little bit, guys, because I can't really talk and do this at the same time. I want to put it straight, but you know what? F that. Let's just put it down in one piece. Oh, come on. Oh, thanks for watching, everyone. This is an experience I wanted to share with you. The Apache in VR. If you have a VR headset laying around and a beefy computer, try this. It's fantastic. I will be practicing a little bit more, and I hope
Rotor RPM low.
to see you in the next
Rotor
video.
RPM low.
I
Rotor RPM low.
alright, bye.
Rotor RPM low. 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 Rotor RPM low.